The story begins with Anna, a very skilled lawyer. We learn that she is married to a man named Peter, and they have two beautiful daughters. Despite the conflicts that arise between them due to Anna's busy work schedule and her taking on many cases at once, she makes sure to dedicate time to her family, and they live a happy life together. Peter has a son named Michael from his first wife, and he is 18 years old. Due to recurring conflicts with his mother, Michael decided to live with Peter and Anna. When Michael arrived, Anna warmly welcomed him, but he wasn't comfortable in his new life, despite the hospitality from his family. Michael observed his father and half-sisters with confusion, as he was not close to them and knew little about them. The next day, when Anna returned home from work, she found the house in disarray. Michael had spent his day as usual, leaving everything a mess. Anna began tidying up the house, and when she entered his room, Michael emerged from the bathroom. At that moment, we discovered there were conflicts between Michael and Peter, as Michael had initially refused to live with his father, and he couldn't return to his mother due to their ongoing disputes. Peter wanted to improve his relationship with his son and saw this as an opportunity to get closer to him. However, things didn't go as planned. Peter confessed to his wife that he felt he had made the wrong decision by bringing Michael to live with them, believing it would have been better to send him to boarding school as his mother had done. Anna responded, "You left him with his mother all this time, and she bore the responsibility alone. Now it's your turn to take responsibility for your son." The next day, when Anna returned from work, she discovered that jewelry, money, an iPad, her watch, and many other items had been stolen from the house. She asked Michael to check his room to see if anything had been stolen. But later, Anna discovered that Michael was the one who had stolen from the house, as she found some of the stolen items in his pocket. She confronted him calmly and said, "You stole from your own home. We need to tell your father what happened, and we will have to call the police. It will be difficult for you to avoid going to prison." She then paused and offered him another deal, saying, "I promise no one will know about this, on the condition that you become a part of the family, a brother to your sisters, and that you improve your behavior." Michael had no choice but to agree, and he began to improve his relationship with his half-sisters, growing more comfortable in his interactions with them, and starting to feel the warmth of family. One day, Michael returned home with his girlfriend. Anna was sitting and working, so Michael took the girl upstairs to his room. Anna heard what was happening and became extremely anxious. Later, she went to her room and started scrutinizing her body, feeling like she was aging and not the same as before. Although her relationship with her husband was good, and she still loved him as he loved her, her stepson's youth caught her attention. Anna began taking Michael with her wherever she went, staying up late and drinking excessively with him, and her behavior grew increasingly erratic. It reached the point where she went out with Michael without telling her husband or apologizing to their guests. One day, Anna asked Michael about the girl he had brought home, but he felt uncomfortable discussing it due to the age difference between them. Anna told him, "You must think I'm too old and not suitable for you." She then said, "I'll see you at home." When Anna returned home, Peter was upset because she had gone out without informing him or apologizing to the guests. That night, while Peter was at work, Anna entered Michael's room and had a relationship with him for the first time. The next day, she bought him a new laptop. Peter didn't understand why she did that, but she told him that her interest in his son shouldn't bother him. Peter thanked her and apologized, but he had no idea what was really happening. In the end, Anna felt she was aging and wanted to reclaim her life as it used to be. She continued her affair with Michael, but one day, a friend saw her and said, "How could you do this with your stepson?" Anna felt guilty and feared her friend would tell her husband what had happened. Anna decided to confront Michael and told him, "We need to end this relationship because it will destroy everyone around us. We must never tell anyone what happened, not even Peter." At that point, Peter sensed that his son was deeply depressed, so he told his wife that he would take Michael on a trip to the countryside to clear the air. However, Anna opposed them going alone, fearing that Michael would tell Peter what had happened. But Peter insisted that Michael needed some time with him alone. They went on the trip, and when they returned, Peter warmly welcomed his daughters and took them to their room. Then he waited for Anna to come home and asked to speak with her privately. He told her that Michael wanted to enroll in a boarding school and calmly added that he knew Anna had been having an affair with his son. Anna tried to keep her composure and said, "What you're saying is insane. How can you believe your son?" Peter replied, "What reason would he have to say something like that if it wasn't true?" She responded, It seems like he's trying to get your attention to get closer to you, and he wants to punish me because he thinks I'm the reason you were distant from his mother." Peter was shocked, and she added, "I can't bear this anymore." She began packing her clothes to leave the house, telling him, "Your son is mentally ill and needs help." At that moment, Peter tried to calm her down and apologized. But she said confidently, "Since you believed him, it means you don't know me well, and I will never forgive you." Before she left, she told him, "Ask your son who stole from the house." Of course, Peter didn't believe that his son had done that, but she revealed that she had discovered that Michael had stolen from the house, and despite that, she had forgiven him and given him another chance to live with them as part of the family. In the end, that was her punishment from them. Peter apologized again, asking for forgiveness, and then sat with his son, telling him, "We weren't able to support you as we should have, but things will get better. We're always here for you." Michael didn't understand what was happening, and Peter said, "You accused Anna of something very serious, and even if you're angry with her, you can't make up such a big lie." Michael responded that he wasn't lying, and asked Anna to tell the truth, but Peter silenced him. The next day, Peter took Michael to enroll him in a boarding school. At that time, Michael said goodbye to his half-sisters, then went to Anna's office and told her that he would report her to the police and she would be punished for what she did. She calmly replied, "No one will believe you, just like your father didn't, and you have no evidence against me." After that, Michael began drinking at night and tried to speak with Anna, but she refused. A few months later, they received a call from the police informing them that Michael had committed suicide in the woods. It turned out he had killed himself near the countryside house where he had vacationed with his father, lying there for months until the snow fell and froze his body. At that moment, Peter broke down, realizing that his son had surrendered to death, and began blaming himself for being distant from him all that time. As for Anna, she was terrified and decided to confess to Peter that she had been having an affair with Michael, but Peter interrupted her and refused to listen. Later, we see Peter walking with his daughters while Anna follows behind at Michael's funeral. We see that Peter is deeply saddened, but he decided to continue living with Anna. It is unclear if this decision was for the sake of his daughters or to watch Anna live with regret and guilt for the rest of her life. And so, our movie ends. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel.